Alright, boys and girls, working on a 08 Chevy HD 2500 Duramax diesel. My alternator went out, and I want to go over a quick little thing that I just learned that is a little bit easier than using your hammer or a piece of wood or a pry bar or whatever. So I got the alternator here, the old one out. And what happened in mine is all of a sudden one day it just went dead. I had like gauge on the dash was showing like 9 volts or 10 volts or 12 volts or whatever the batteries were at. So I figured out that my positive cable here, when I went to touch it, it was super hot. And I think with all the corrosion underneath there, I don't think it was making good contact and maybe burnt out the alternator by trying to push too many amps through that corrosion. And the truck has, this is the original alternator, the truck has 280,000 on it, so I'm thinking this is time to get replaced anyway. It turns fine and everything, it's nice and quiet. It's it's been on there since new, and it's 125 amp. So this is the new one from O'Reilly's. It's 145 amp. Spins nice and clean and everything. The only difference is they put the positive on the back instead of on the top like that. But there is plenty of space for this to be hooked up, and then your thing is on the side over here for the 2-wire. And this one is on the back, and there's plenty of cord there to move that around to adjust that for that thing. So this is going to work out fine. But the problem that I've seen a lot on TV or on YouTube is people are trying to jam those things back into here with a hammer or a pry bar or something. And thing is, these, let's make it a short story, but these things move, and they're supposed to move. I sprayed mine down with some PBR or some lube, some WD or whatever you want to use, and let them soak for a little bit. So instead of taking your big ass hammer here and whacking, on the back side here and try and get those to move, well, what's going to happen is you're going to end up breaking these things off, and then you're going to be in a world of hurt. Because looking at this, and I think I remember working on GM cars back in the day, this bracket is actually part of the water pump. I think it's a big job, and I think this thing costs at least $400, if not more by now. And it looks like a huge job if you bust one of these off, either putting the alternator in or banging on these. So what I did is I made this handy little tool out of this rusty old bolt, a 3/4 inch socket, 1/2 inch drive, 2 washers, and a nut. So basically all you do is you put the bolt in. Oops, excuse me. I'm trying to do this one-handed, but so you put the bolt in the socket with the square end. Socket goes over, the socket goes over the thing. You put your nut on, you put your 2 washers on and your nut, and then screw that tight, and these things will slide towards the front of the truck. I lubed mine up, let it sat for a little bit, and I went in there and got those to move fairly easy without doing any banging on those. And now when you go to put your alternator in, you'll have a little space here, and it'll slide right in. And then when you tighten up these bolts on here, these will slide back together, and it'll be pinched in there nice and snug. You probably could take them out and maybe lube them with something, but I think just spraying some PBR on them is good enough. Trying to get them back in might be a bear. So yeah, this little tool here just made from a socket, a bolt. I don't know how long this is. This looks like, let's see here, I would say that is about 2 inches. Let's see, I would say it's about a 3-inch bolt, 9/16, 3/8. It's really hard to do this stuff when you're looking at the camera and trying to put that in there. And a bolt, a washer, and a nut. So I just wanted to show you how to do that. Might save you the headache of breaking one of these off. And it might not, it'd be easier to put your alternator in and put your bolts in and get that all lined up versus trying to bang that in there. All right, thanks for watching. I got an oil leak. Thanks for watching. This particular engine was in a fire. The heated windshield washer fluid wire burned. I guess it's a common problem on these Duramaxes, but who the hell needs a heated washing fluid anyway? So that's why this is all kind of bent and warped. I think the guy maybe collected insurance and he did the very minimal. Yeah, the hood is all damaged and he never got that fixed, but it looks like you probably replaced this maybe and a couple other parts, and the wiring is all kind of messed up. But again, the engine works just fine, and it's been a good truck for me so far. And I might also clean up these connections back here. It looks like there's a little corrosion going on, but I'm just going to check them and make sure they're good to go. And hopefully this solves my no charge or lack of charge on this engine. Thanks for watching.